Welcome, 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 welcome. We are back. We are back. We are back. It is March Madness. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Saturday afternoon, everybody. I just came from the mall. Try to get some clothes, yo. It's hard shopping for clothes as a grown ass man, bro. Very hard. Ladies got it easy. They can just pick up a shirt, pick up a top, and they go to the bar. They go to the club with just like a tank top that costs like $5. Guys, no. You never know if you want to get a button up. I feel like I'm not. I don't really rock with the button up. I got the polo shirt. I like polos and like different type of shirts, but they all cost like 30 or $40. So it's tough. Nonetheless, man. First round of March Madness is done. Today's second round. A lot of games, a lot of dope games. I'm not gonna be here too long. Quick recap of the first round. Last night I stayed up to watch UConn. Now, UConn is my pick to win it all. I know they didn't look good. They got blown out by St. John's, but they did beat St. John's earlier in the season too, and they lost to him. It is what it is. But I like Dan Hurley. I like the team he's got. Caravan's back. They got shooters. Braylon Mullins is a dog, and I just like who they got. I like who they got. But I watched them last night, and they didn't look the greatest, but they did pull it out. They beat Furman 82-71, and they're my pick. They got to go through UCLA. They got to go through St. John's, maybe Duke. It's a tough matchup. But when you got championship experience and you got some players there still from that championship team, I think they could do it. So I got UConn winning it last night. Close game against Furman, and then they was able to pull it out in the final minutes. They just couldn't hit a three in that first half, but they figured it out. They started hitting some threes in the second half. Defense started to apply pressure and cause some turnovers. But UConn advances, and that's what it is. I'm just going to do the takeaways. I'm not going game for game. I don't know. Not doing that. Florida mop the floor with Prairie View. They'll go deep in the tournament. Miami, Florida beat Missouri, 14. Cool. But a big takeaway I got too is BYU losing. BYU losing. AJ, shout out to AJ from Brockton, from Massachusetts. I'm from Boston, so I already got a big connection with him. Hopefully he does well in the NBA. I hope he gets picked first. I don't think he's staying next year at BYU. Don't know why he went to BYU. I know it was money, but should have went to like UNC, Duke, Power Five school. Didn't happen. But so what? BYU lost. And BYU was injured. They had some injuries, and AJ scored 35 points. He was him. He was just showing who he was, but they lost to Texas. So that is what it is. Hofstra, got a chance to see Hofstra in Washington D.C. last week in the CAA championship game against Monmouth because I covered Monmouth, and they did really well against Alabama in the first half. But Alabama, the high major team they pulled away in the second half in the last like 10 minutes. Before you know, it was a 20-point game. Crazy. I don't see Alabama making it that far. To be honest with you, my top four, my final four, I put it at the app.com. It's UConn, Vanderbilt. I like Vandy. Um, UConn, Vandy. Michigan has an easy way to the championship to me. And Michigan, Vandy, UConn, Michigan, Vandy, UConn, um, and Arkansas, and they beat Hawaii. They beat Hawaii in the first round. I know people gonna be like, "Oh, I feel like if you pick Duke and you pick Florida, you pick Houston, you pick Michigan, it's like you're gonna pick the 1 and 2." That's predictable, bro. It's March Madness. It's March Madness. Duke barely got by Siena. Saw that game. Siena was hitting threes. I mean, it was just a typical March Madness game. A team that has nothing to lose, just happy to be in the tournament, hit some threes, play hard on defense, and Duke had to get back in the game, and they did. The Boozer twins, they figured it out, especially the shorter brother, Caden. He showed up big. He's averaging like I think 9 points a game, maybe six or something like that. But he's starting to show up in these important postseason games, and I like Duke. I think they'll make it far. I just think UConn has a little bit more. They have to get past Michigan State, who beat North Dakota State, but I think that's a winnable game, even though Michigan State's having a great season. But Duke and St. John's, That'd be crazy. We still gotta get through the second round of games, of course, but that's gonna be insane. That's gonna be insane. UNC lost to VCU. Listen, UNC hasn't been the same. Um, they haven't been the same with the new coach, and they just. I'm not gonna say he needs to be fired, but because I don't like blaming the coaches for everything, but they gotta figure it out. And March Madness is March Madness. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy. Um, but yeah, and Michigan wiped the floor with Howard. High Point. High Point was an insane upset, insane game, and that's why you love March Madness. Let me make sure I get his name right. Chase Johnston from High Point. Game winning layup is his first layup of the season. How does that even happen? How does that even happen? First layup of the season. Made layup of the season. First of all, it was a finger roll. That's how you could tell he doesn't make layups. A finger roll on a fast break, not off the glass, not a dunk, a finger roll to win the game. But they did it. And it was his first 2-point basket of the season. I was like, huh? I had to read articles to make sure it was correct when I heard it on TV. Because that sounded like malarkey. Because like what? I don't fully understand. But High Point advances. High Point advances. And I think my last takeaway is St. Louis. Uh Mopped the floor with Georgia. St. Louis is for real. I know Miami, Ohio, Miami, uh, struggled, but St. Louis was for real, and I think they are for real. I think they make it to possibly the Sweet 16, but we're gonna have to see. But I don't see them making a deeper run than that. Houston smoked Idaho, and yeah, man. Listen, this second round is gonna be big. Right now, right now, St. Louis and Michigan's playing. I think Michigan's gonna. Hmm, I thought they was gonna win Sweet 16, but I forgot they got to play Michigan. I got Michigan, but it's not gonna be cakewalk for Michigan for the Wolverines. And then Michigan State versus Louisville. I got Michigan State, Duke versus TCU. I got Duke, Houston versus Texas A&M. I got Houston, Gonzaga versus Texas. I got Texas. I got Texas on the upset. A lot of people got Gonzaga going pretty far. We're gonna have to see. I don't see it, but we will see. We will 100% see, man. Um, and then you got VCU, Illinois. I got Illinois. I like the defense. Always really good defense. Vanderbilt for Nebraska. That's a 5-4 seed. It's gonna be a tough game. I got Vandy. I got him in my final four. So that's gonna be a big game. Um, Gonna need a mini upset. Not a real upset, it's a 5-4 seed, but Vandy, I like him. High Point versus Arkansas. A little worried about this one now. But I got Arkansas. I like what John Calipari is doing with his Arkansas team, with his new relatively new program, with Acuff, Wagner, all those guys, really good guard play. That's what you need to win March Madness. You need a lot of good guard play. Next second round, Purdue, Miami. I got Purdue, Kentucky, Iowa State. To me, that's a toss up, and I'm gonna go with Kentucky. I know they barely got by the first round, but I think Kentucky wins it. St. John's versus Kansas tomorrow. Tomorrow at 5:15. That is going to be a huge game. I think St. John's wins it. I think Patino figures it out. It's just a more physical team. I know Kansas probably has more talent, but I think St. John's, from what I've seen this season, they're just more physical. They got grit. They don't quit. And we got in Kansas. They got some players that quit. I think St. John wins. Tennessee versus Virginia. I like Virginia a lot this year. I really do. I got Virginia. Florida versus Iowa. I got Florida. Arizona, Utah State, Arizona. UConn versus UCLA. That is not going to be an easy game. I saw the game last night with UCLA. The guy chipped his tooth, and they almost lost. They almost let the other team get back into the game, but they pulled it out. I got UConn. I actually think this game for UConn is going to be easier than one last night, but that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow night. Texas Tech versus Alabama. I got Alabama. So there you have it, man. Quick video, just giving my rundown of who I think will win a national championship, and I think it's going to be UConn. And my final four is Vanderbilt, UConn, Arkansas, and Michigan. As far as women's, I don't think anyone's going to beat UConn. South Carolina has a shot, I suppose. Um, Texas has a shot, but to me, it's just UConn. It's really just UConn. But that's what I got, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Please subscribe to the Substack. Please, subscribe to the channel. Follow the channel. Follow the TikTok. Follow everything you can, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Please, 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 please. I'm gonna be more consistent this year as I have been. Like I said, I promise. And it is March Madness. Buzzer beaters. Great stories. I wish I was covering March Madness now. It's in Philly, but team I covered fell a game short, but it's been a great season. It's been my favorite season of basketball, my favorite season to cover, favorite team to cover this year. So I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for following along on the journey. I hope y'all enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the games, and I'll be back here. Till next time. Peace.